This is 1 month growth of lettuce on an aeroponic tower, allowing us to harvest 52 lettuces per square meter while using less water compared to traditional farming. And this is 72 days of growth of 36 tomato plants on 4 aeroponic towers, allowing us to grow 9 times more tomato plants in the same amount of space compared to soil farming. It then takes 6 weeks of growth until your mint is ready for harvest, making this method of mint farming the highest yielding way of growing mint. Afterwards, we have tarragon, which also takes 6 weeks of growth. This aromatic herb is easy to grow and is an essential ingredient in French cuisine. And here we have 52 basil plants growing, and just like other aromatic herbs, most of them are ready after 6 weeks of growth. Next up, we have 4 weeks of growth of kangkong, also known as water spinach. This semi-aquatic leafy green is one of the fastest growing plants on the towers. Installing 100 aeroponic towers takes only 12 hours, which will grow thousands of kilos of food annually. In most cases, leafy greens and aromatic herbs take 4 to 6 weeks before they reach maturity and are ready for harvest. All the crops grown on the tower save 95% water and 90% space when compared to conventional farming method. Jalapeno peppers take nearly 85 days to reach maturity from seed, and when growing on an aeroponic tower, we can grow 16 jalapeno plants vertically, which we harvest in order to make pickled jalapenos. Broccoli requires almost 110 days from seed to harvest, and with 2 broccolis per growing level, you can get 14 broccolis on a single tower. Zucchini takes less than half the time compared to broccoli, and within 45 days, you can get close to 30 zucchinis as a first harvest. When it comes to basil, after placing your seeds, it takes a few weeks until transplanting, and then another 6 weeks until it has fully grown and reached maturity, allowing you to harvest up to 52 basil plants per tower. Purple kohlrabi are fast-growing brassicas, needing only 2 months' time until harvest, allowing us to get 44 purple kohlrabis per tower. Another fast grower is lettuce, and after placing only 1 seed, it takes 14 days until transplanting the seedling, and another 4 weeks of growth until you can harvest up to 52 lettuces in less than 1 square meter on a single tower. And you are not limited to growing only one type of crop on a tower. You can mix and match any crop you want, since we use the same nutrient dosages and irrigation cycles for all the crops we grow. All the crops we grow in our vertical farm using aeroponic towers have their roots intact when harvested, except for certain crops such as kale, tomatoes, and cucumbers. Each type of crop has distinct root characteristics. Spring onions and leeks have bright white roots, parsley tends to develop brownish roots, and chard can exhibit yellow or even red roots. The process begins with a seedling, like this basil seedling that we transplant into the tower. Within 2 weeks, you'll see significant root growth, and in another 4 weeks, the roots will reach their full size. In our aeroponic system, plant roots dangle freely, suspended in the air for about 80% of the time. During the remaining 20% of the time, they are irrigated with a nutrient-enriched water. This method allows for 100% oxygen availability at the root level, enabling the plants to absorb more nutrients, which accelerates the growth and increases their size. This is one of the reasons why many of our crops grow to be exceptionally large. Some plants, like fennel, develop such strong, woody roots that they are nearly impossible to harvest like leafy greens. For those, we need to disassemble the tower section by section to extract the plants. The root size of each crop also determines how many plants we can fit into each section. Leafy greens and herbs can be planted in every growing port, but crops like cabbage, cauliflower, and zucchini are limited to 2 plants per section. For larger crops with extensive root systems such as cucumbers or tomatoes, we can only accommodate 1 plant per section to prevent over